Milan is a really big fan of Nights into Dreams. He posted an amazing video on YouTube showing the Super Pian with a Nighttopian castle in every level of the game. The question that many people have is, how do you get this character and the castle? Milan runs nightsintodreams.fr. He has a page with theories on the Nighttopians, and in particular getting the Super Pian, or King of Nighttopians. After playing for several years and pursuing the Super Pian on my own, I have to agree with many of his observations. His site is all in French, but you can use the Google or Babelfish translation engines to get the information. For the sake of Knights fans, I will describe the general rules that can help you unlock this most secret of characters. If you have played the game for any amount of time, you know that Nighttopians are the artificial life or A-life system of the game. These little characters hang around the dream world and interact in various ways. When they reproduce, they lay eggs that Knights, Claris, or Elliot can open. What many do not know is how to get Meepians, which are hybrids of Nighttopian and Minion Nightmaren. Meepians are part of the equation for getting the Super Pian. You can kill Minion Nightmaren if you do a paraloop around them. However, in order to get a Meepian, you need the minions alive. By grabbing the minion and performing a touch dash, you send them bouncing around the level. If they manage to hit a Nighttopian, preferably a happy one, then they lay an egg. Inside this egg is a Meepian. When you knock a minion away, it does not randomly fly off in three-dimensional space. The minion bounces along the same track that Knights flies in. With enough practice, it is possible to target Nighttopians around corners or over hills. Once you have these Meepians and Nighttopians, it is up to you to make sure they are happy and continue to breed. It is possible to hit a Meepian with a different species of minion and produce odd combinations. The head, torso, arms, and legs can all belong to a different character. Keeping them happy and reproducing takes some effort. Meepians and Nighttopians only stick around for 3 days before either flying away or leaving an egg. In that time, you are expected not to accidentally kill them. The happier an A-Life character is, the more likely they are willing to breed. Some A-Life characters get scared easily until they become used to Knights or other Meepians. To put them at ease, remember not to fly very fast around them and not to boost past them. If you fly slow and open eggs in front of them, then they usually calm down and begin to wave at you. This makes them happy and more likely to breed with other characters. A-Life characters can wander between the various tracks that Knights flies on, so don't be alarmed if some relocate to another area. To check the progress on your A-Life characters, you should have a copy of Christmas Nights into Dreams. The Nighttopian gallery allows you to see how happy they are on each level, plus how many Meepians and Nighttopians you have overall. One of the rumors for getting the Super Pian was that you had to have an even amount of Meepian and Pian characters, and they all have to be at maximum happiness. This is untrue. If you do manage to get all of the A-Life characters to maximum happiness in a level, then they will sing a version of Dreams Dreams in the gallery. Also, just because some characters are crying, this is not to say they are sad. Some characters can be at maximum happiness and still be crying. I guess these are tears of joy. The Super Pian appears when the right combination of Meepians breed. According to Milan, there is a 1 in 4 chance that the Super Pian will appear if a Meepian with the head of a minion breeds with a Meepian with the head of a regular Nighttopian. When I unlocked the Super Pian in Stick Valley, here's the combination of Meepians and Nighttopians I had. There were certainly more Meepians than Nighttopians. Of course, be careful with your Meepian numbers. You want to have a wide number of different species so they are more likely to breed the Super Pian. When you unlock the Super Pian, what happens next? Most Pians go away after a few days. The Super Pian can stick around for as many as 9 days. In that time, he spends a day or two flying around the level, looking for a good spot to build his castle. Once he settles on a spot, he begins construction. Taking little pieces of ground, he throws them up into the air and begins making a castle appear. Sometimes you'll see him waving his arm and supervising the construction. Other times he'll just observe the progress. The castle takes several days to get built. In that time, make sure that you keep your A-Life characters happy and breeding. When he is done, you will have a castle permanently added to the level. So how long does it take you before the Super Pian appears? That all depends on how many Meepians you have available. Each time you play a level, it is considered one night. The Super Pian can show up in any of the 6 regular levels, but not on the last 2. The Super Pian can also show up on multiple levels. Years ago, When I first actively sought the character, it took me about 75 games to see him appear in the Soft Museum. So the first time I unlocked him, I played 75 times on the 6 regular levels. That's 450 games before I ever saw him. I took some time off before trying to get him again. I erased my records to see if I could unlock him. The second time I was able to get him in 47 games. This is the Super Pian that you see in my Stick Canyon footage. I erased my records and tried again. The third time I got him to appear was my fastest, 10 nights in Spring Valley. Hopefully you too can get the Super Pian with this tutorial. If you like this video, be sure to visit my blog. I'm at bigmex.oneup.com. I hope to see you there. Oh, you're still here? Did I ever tell you the story about the day I got 2 Super Pians? Well, maybe next time. Bye.